Hello, welcome to Heller's Global Kitchen. We're gonna take a tour of Italy today. I've been in the hotel and restaurant industry for over 40 years. I came up from being a dishwasher through the ranks of sous chef, run various hotel kitchens, to operating my own restaurants. And now I'm here with you to pass on some of that knowledge, and thank you for being here. We're going to make a couple of dishes today. We're gonna make an appetizer with hand-rolled potato gnocchi, served over a Parmesan roasted garlic cream sauce, finished with some toasted walnuts. Our entree is gonna be a deviled chicken, which is going to be a boned out half chicken, pan-seared, finished in the oven, and then served over a vegetable caponata, which is a roasted vegetable product of eggplant, bell peppers, yellow peppers, onions, and roasted garlic. And that's gonna be finished with a pan sauce of lemon, caper, and Calabrian chili reduction. Finally, we're going to make a lemon olive oil cake that's going to be served over lemon curd with a teeny bit of powdered sugar. A nice light dessert to finish your night off. Enjoy, and here we go. All right, so we're gonna start off our Italian date night evening with our dessert. We're gonna make a lemon olive oil cake, and we start that cake process out by making a meringue. We start out with the cake so that we can get that cooked, get it cooled, and ready to cut by the time we're finished eating. The lemon olive oil cake ingredients start out with a meringue, which is comprised of room temperature egg whites and sugar. So I'm gonna mix that right now, and then we'll be right back. Okay, now that we got our meringue all whipped together, we're gonna mix in our cake batter with 3 eggs, vanilla, lemon zest. Get all that tasty lemon zest in there. Lemon juice and sugar. We're gonna mix that together. Then we're gonna slowly add in our flour. Mix all that flour down into the batter. Scrape the sides. Get more mix. Then we can fold that into our meringue. Folding the meringue into the batter nice evenly. The meringue is going to create a very nice soft crumb. We're shooting for all one color. So if your meringue's not mixed in, you're going to see little white streaks. Then we're going to take our buttered and floured cake pan, pour that batter into that cake pan, and we are ready to bake. We're going to bake this cake at 300 degrees for approximately 40 minutes. All right. The next thing we're going to make is our fresh potato gnocchi. Potato gnocchi consists of a ratio of about 50-50 flour to potato, seasoned with garlic, salt, pepper, and Parmesan cheese. We've parboiled our potatoes. And you can either parboil the potatoes or you can bake the potatoes. Shooting for a consistent starch in the potatoes. And then we're gonna rice the potatoes into our flour mixture. And then we rice the potatoes right into our flour. Scraping all that tasty goodness into our mixture. Some of it might get stuck, so we just loosen it from the ricer and go again. We mix our potatoes and our flour together. Season it with a little salt, pepper. And we're gonna chop in a little bit of parsley for color. Got parsley in there. And then a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese, about a half a cup, 1 egg. Get that egg mixed in. And at this stage, we're ready to mix our dough together by hand. I believe it's best to do this when the potatoes are still warm. The starches with the flour and the potato come together nicely. If the potatoes are too cold, seems like you have to mix in a little more liquid. Then we got our gnocchi dough. This particular gnocchi dish was one of the fan favorites at our restaurant. Made handmade gnocchi pretty much 7 days a week. Gonna need a little bit more flour if it feels a little soft. Then after we get our dough to the consistency that we like, roll it out into a nice little tube. We'll cut it into those smaller pieces. And then we roll it out into cylinders about the circumference of a nickel. And again, we made 7 days a week, 50 orders a day, sold quite a few gnocchis. They're super delicate, little pillows of love melt in your mouth. Once we get these rolled out, we'll cut them into bite-sized pieces, and then we boil them. Once we boil the gnocchi, we let them dry, and then we're gonna pan sear them for our final product. So these are our gnocchis. We're gonna show you the shapes and get ready to parboil them, and we'll be right back. Okay, once we get our gnocchis rolled out into nice little pillows, it's time to boil them. Once we dump them in the boiling salted water, as soon as they float, they're finished. And from this stage, you can eat these gnocchis right out of the pot, a little tomato sauce. That's how a lot of people eat them. I prefer to let them rest, let them cool down, and then we dry them, and then we saute them so they get a nice crisp texture. You'll see that in a few minutes. So we got our rolling boil, and generally this takes 2 to 3 minutes. As soon as they float, I'll show you what that looks like. All right, our gnocchis are floating. See how that goes. You take those out of the pot. We're gonna cool those on a tray. Those are ready to go. Now we're gonna move on to our next dish, which is going to be a caponata. It's a vegetable mixture, roasted with peppers, tomatoes, and onion. This entire meal is nice and light. Okay, so we got some nice, beautiful red and yellow peppers for our caponata. Caponata is a simple dish, roasted vegetables, tossed with balsamic vinegar and herbs, super fresh, super quick, simple dish. Caponata can have pretty much all the summer vegetables, zucchini, summer squash. Today we're gonna do it with eggplant. Do you want me to? So then we'll cut these up, get them on a tray, season them up, get them ready to be roasted, and we'll be right back. All right, once we get all those veggies, those fresh veggies all chopped up, we're gonna season them up with a little Italian seasoning, Italian herbs, oreganos, basil, thyme, a little salt and pepper. And loads of olive oil. And we mix that together. And we're gonna let this roast while we go on to our next dish, which is gonna be deviled chicken. We're gonna break down into a boned out whole chicken cut into 2 pieces. I'm gonna show you that next. All right, for our next dish, we're gonna do deviled chicken. This chicken is going to be a boned out whole chicken. This is a larger chicken. If I was doing this for 2 people, I would get a smaller chicken. This generally, I'll show you at the end, we'll slice them up and we'll show you how to serve it to 4 people. But for our purposes, we really wanna make a cool presentation with a half of a chicken. So we're gonna bone this chicken out into 2 halves of chicken. And we do that by cutting down the rib cage into the wing joint. And then we go to the thigh, take the thigh off of the spine, and then we do the other side. In the restaurant, we have to do 30 to 40 of these a night, so you get pretty good at boning out chickens. It seems a little intimidating at first, but after you do 4 or 5 of them, it gets a lot easier. So now we have our half chickens, and we're gonna take the leg and thigh bone off. And this is gonna make a nice fat portion of tasty chicken for somebody. So what we're looking for is a half of our chicken portion like that's gonna look like this. And when we sear it, it's gonna shrink up a little bit, but it's gonna look really beautiful on the plate with our nice roasted vegetables and our Calabrian pan sauce. The other thing, there's many uses obviously for chicken. Today we're gonna do a lemon caper chili sauce. But you could do a Marsala sauce, you could do a straight garlic and thyme. Possibilities are endless. So now that we're gonna take off this tenderloin because that's gonna make our chicken a little thick. So once we have them in half, we got these 2 beautiful halves of chicken. We're gonna season those up. Salt and pepper. One thing I like to do, I would normally do these ahead, and I would season them like this and pop them in the fridge for a couple hours so that they're kind of dry brined. Let that seasoning permeate the chicken. But this is gonna work for our purposes. Got our pan getting hot. We're putting a little delicious olive oil. We're gonna start skin side down for this preparation. So we're shooting for a nice crispy skin and tender meat. Okay, now that we got our pan super hot, we got our 2 beautiful halves of chicken in there. As you can see, we're pan searing the skin to get it nice and crisp. This chicken's gonna go in the oven to finish, so we don't have to. We could actually cook it all the way on the stove, but this is putting it in the oven will give us time to finish the sauce. See that? Beautiful, crispy, seared. Then we're gonna go in the oven with those guys. And next up, we'll build our sauce. All right, so now we're gonna build our lemon caper Calabrian chili pan sauce while our chicken's cooking. So we got some beautiful roasted garlic that we roasted this morning. It's roasted covered in olive oil. So we take a couple of cups of roasted garlic, and then we roast it in olive oil covered at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. That gives us this beautiful brown garlic, which is a nice soft bite in your mouth when you bite into a beautiful whole clove of roasted garlic. And we got a little parsley, some shallot, lemon, capers, and Calabrian chilies. We're just gonna put that right in the pan with our hot fat from the chicken. Some of these beautiful garlic cloves. Some chicken stock. Lemon juice. Let's squeeze a couple lemons in there. Oh, if you could smell this. Capers. Little sprig of rosemary. Chicken stock. We'll let those flavors come together. A bit of salt, a little pepper, finally our little tangy, spicy Calabrian chilies. These are fairly hot. I like it hot, so I'm going to use a couple. I recommend tasting them, depending on how much heat you like. Kind of a vinegary olive oil flavoring. And then as that reduces, we'll finish it off with butter and parsley. So once we get our sauce reduced to the consistency and the flavor profile we're looking for, we mount it with butter to give it that just silky sheen and obvious, delicious, buttery flavor. Coup de grace. Okay, to finish our beautiful gnocchis, we're making a Parmesan roasted garlic cream sauce. And we're gonna sear, this is where we sear our gnocchi. We get our pan super hot because we want to get a nice sear on those gnocchis so they have the pillowy, soft, supple gnocchi flavor or texture, and then the crunch to finish. So we get our roasted garlic going in our pan. Simple, just a simple cream sauce. Roasted garlic, cream, salt and pepper, Parmesan cheese. And we're gonna finish it with some parsley. Meanwhile, we're gonna sear up our gnocchi. This is the trickiest part with the gnocchi. Having the gnocchi dry enough to where they don't stick to the pan and they get a nice crust. You can see this right here is where we're headed. These little brown pieces. You can never have too much butter. Crank that heat up just a touch. There we go. Look at those gorgeous little pillows of love. And we would come back, we're gonna plate all of this delicious food. All right, now we're ready to plate our dishes, finish this up, and dig in. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our caponata. The caponata is gonna be the part of our roasted chicken dish. So these vegetables are all tender and beautifully roasted, perfectly seasoned. Got our awesome roasted chicken, boneless, succulent, crispy skin. I'm gonna plate that thigh and breast right in the center of our plate. And then we have our beautiful pan sauce to go with our Calabrian chilies, rosemary, a little fresh sprig of rosemary there. We don't want to get too much of the sauce on the crispy chicken because we want our chicken to be crispy. And then we finished the caponata with a little bit of aged balsamic vinegar, fresh parsley. And that's our main course. Then we have our beautiful Parmesan cream sauce and our crispy gnocchi. Once again, just a touch of balsamic vinegar, some parsley, some toasted walnuts. Voila. All right, we did it. We made our 3 dishes. Thank you for spending time with me here at Heller's Global Kitchen. Recapping what we've made is we've made fresh hand-rolled gnocchis, potato gnocchi with a garlic and Parmesan cream sauce, finished with a little bit of aged balsamic reduction and toasted walnuts. Entree was pan-seared deviled chicken with caponata, roasted vegetables that had finished with balsamic vinegar, and then a pan jus of a roasted garlic, lemon caper, and chili sauce. Calabrian chilies, my favorite. And finally, a very light dessert in lemon olive oil cake with a little lemon curd and powdered sugar. Simple, delicious, light, perfect ending. And If you want to get the recipes for these dishes, you can go to my website, hellerskitchenllc.com. Visit me on Instagram, Heller's Kitchen LLC, and we'll see you next time.